Unfortunately, it's really good. And it's run.
Hi everyone.
Hello, welcome back to Kabbalah on Money. Hope everyone is doing well. What are we going to talk about today?
Today, how to overcome our fears.
Fears, yes. We've been talking about so many beautiful ways to create everlasting abundance and prosperity. And we mentioned that there are some blockages like guilt, greed, and fear. So today I wanted to talk about fears. Which fears? So let's say we have fear of abandonment, we have fear of success, fear of failure, fear of wealth, fear of poverty, fear of being irrelevant, fear of being insignificant, fear of failure, fear of rejection, and I could go on and on and on. And just to give you a little bit of a scope. And these fears, whether we're aware of them or they're subconscious, they manage us, they impact our success. And by the way, it's when we talk about money, it's not just not having money. Let me switch. Okay, I have money, I'm wealthy, but because I have, God forbid, the fear that money and relationship cannot coexist in harmony, or money and health cannot coexist in harmony, and money and good friendship cannot exist in money, and people only want me for my success, money and fame, then I create an undesirable reality, what we call in Kabbalah success with side effects. Okay, so fears block us at all levels. It can be an entry level position, it could be the richest person in the world. If there are fears, the wrong kind of fears, and we'll get to it in a second, they block us. So Micha, let's maybe start with something from the Zohar and take it from there.
So read first a verse in the Zohar.
Sounds amazing.
So I will show you on the screen. I will put it first. There is a verse that the Zohar relate to. We're talking about fears, about certainty. שומר את עמו ישראל עד אמן. Protected his people forever. Let's read the Aramaic and make the connection before we're going to explain it. And the Zohar telling us, ופחד דקדרוגה דנשמתין, כד בען לסלקה לעילה, להתחזאה כמה מרהון, ובגין כך ענן מקדימים שומר את עמו ישראל לעד אמן. פחד דחמה מזיקין וקטרוגין דמשתכחי בליליה ואיתלון רשו לנזקה למאן דנפיק מתרה ביתי לבר ובגינכך ענן מקדימים ושמור צאתנו ובואנו. So maybe first we can mention a few of the fears, or maybe
we mentioned some fears already, okay? And like abandonment, right? Poverty, being irrelevant, not being successful, not ever manifested my desires, and so on and so forth. But I want to talk, and I know not everyone is going to catch us live, and not everyone is going to catch us this week. But I do want to go to the energy of this week for those who are listening, and maybe give incentive for people to hear us live. Because, the portion of this week is both.
But also the portion of the week doesn't affect just this week. We can take this lesson for the whole year, for life.
It's good it's valid for 1 year, okay? So hear us within the year. But, okay, come to Fa'o. Come and face your deepest fears, your deepest enemy. Because the enemy, the Rav explains, Rav Berg, bi bekirbi, it's inside me. I can blame the inflation, I can blame the war, I can blame you. I can blame anyone that I want to blame. But in the end of the day, the fear was created in me. To oversimplify, but how was it created? It could have been in this lifetime, childhood, past lifetime, in the creation of Adam and Eve. Something happened, and let's just take, for example, a fear of abandonment. But you can kind of glue this explanation to any form of fears, okay? Something happened. My interpretation was, let's say a person lost all of his success. And he can blame somebody, stole from him, and things have happened, okay? And that person at that moment subconsciously decided that the light cannot be trusted in this arena, or in this example, finance. So the man either gave up, or in future reincarnation will take matters into his own hands, meaning when this person comes to manage his prosperity in this lifetime, then it's me. Like, you're good for, I have many blessings in my life, like you're amazing for so many other things, but when it comes to my money, when it comes to my prosperity, I'll do it because last time you really didn't do it well.
So now we have like a wrong belief system.
A completely faulty belief system. And by the way, who put the fear, by the way? The light put the fear in us. Why? For us to transform it. For us to go back to that time and say, hey, I completely misjudged the information. The test came for something else, but I opted to see it as abandonment. Or I opted to adopt the belief system that I'm not good enough, I'm insignificant, I'm irrelevant, and so on and so forth. And the beauty of it is that, when we talked about this portion bo, and again, it's valid for the entire year, it talks about the exodus from Egypt. And something beautiful happened there. There was a short period, but nonetheless it was, where the Israelites, you said Shomer Israel, the Israelites as a collective reached the highest level of cleaving to the Creator. What does it mean? We processed things like the light. We thought like the light. We acted like the light. We were one with the light, and as a result with each other. Because by the way, when we don't face our fears, then we pick on someone else and then we disrupt unity, right? So we got to that level. And when we come to with this energy, we can go back there. We can reconnect to this, אני השם אלוקיך אשר הוציאתך מארץ מצרים. I gave you freedom from the bondage of Egypt. And it's mentioned 50 times in the Torah. You guys say it so many times during the prayers daily. Is it redundant? Okay, so you did something good. Why keep mentioning it, right? No, it really is a reminder for us to have the true kind of memory. Because what are fears? Fears are wrong memories. Something happened. I chose to interpret it in a way that is incorrect. But there's also the other part of the memory, the pure memory. Something happened, correct, but it happened because the light wanted me to learn something, and at that particular time I missed a lesson, and now I can correct to the true memory and face the fears. Because you know what? The fake it till you make it can only take you that far, so far. We really need to stand there and face the fear. And the beautiful thing about it is once we're willing to do so, there's like a shift. The light takes over. And I'll finish my part with something very short, because I know you have a lot of good things to say. Shimon, our teacher, Shimon Sarfati, taught me once that the only fear, and you kind of mentioned it, and that there are some healthy fears of don't jump from the roof and things like that, but the only fear that really serves us is the fear of disconnecting from the light of the Creator. So what we should do, in addition to be willing to facing our unhealthy fears, abandonment, poverty, success, blah, 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 and so on, we should, on a daily basis, talk to the Creator and ask, listen, I really want my only fear to be the fear of disconnecting from you. It's not enough to say it once, in a blue moon, consistently. And what happens? Typically when we ask for things, there are like debates in the upper worlds whether or not we have the merit to receive them or not. But when we ask to have this as our only fear, it's kind of granted. So that's beautiful in itself, right? But the other thing that's really, really beautiful, it's once we get this fear of disconnecting from the light of the Creator, it kind of washes all the other unhealthy fears from our system. and then we don't have those subconscious faulty belief systems running the show. What are your thoughts?
Listen, we're talking about fears, so of course we can just talk about it for 5-10 minutes,
Right.
and that's it, because it's a
Fair
big
enough.
subject.
Yes.
And I'm sure each one of us have different type of fears, and also it will be very hard to understand in just few minutes, how to solve it. But there are a few things we can relate to and connect. First of all, I need to ask myself, why I'm afraid. Because when I have a fear, it means I'm lacking something.
Right.
So I need to ask myself the simple question to stop and to ask, why do I have this type of fear even? Because, if nobody taught us, I'm sure, we can have the memory of when we've been kids in the family, our parents didn't took us to the room and says, okay, you're going to be afraid, let's share some fears with you, and each one will have different fears, right? So just
right.
pick from the bowl.
Pick from there, yeah.
And take a fear, right?
Right.
So it means, we're just born with different type of fears.
Yes.
That we don't really have understand why we're afraid. Even we saying to our parents, I'm afraid from, and okay, they try to help us, right? When I was a kid, I remember I was afraid from the dark, right? So
When you were a kid.
when I was a kid, I was...
When you were a kid.
Yes.
Okay, I'll say no
No,
more.
but now I get used to it. But I used to sleep with the lights on till my father came with the idea, okay, let me buy you
With
a small light
lamp.
lamp, and then, because, my imagination was going through different things, right? So I need to make sure to stay in the light, right? So each kid have different type of fears, right? But we need to ask ourselves, okay, why I'm afraid from that? And like you mentioned, from abandoned, from in a way to be prosper, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this deal will go through, not go through, because sometimes we about closing a good deal, but we have so much fear that we can do and we can say or do something that we can actually destroy the deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
Self-sabotage, big time.
self-sabotage, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes we try to be so righteous, we say in so many words, and then the person, oh, let me think twice about
I
it.
even
Then,
want it, yeah.
if I even want it. And we're like, oh, what is just I did, Oh, but I tried to help, What do you mean? But now you don't close the deal. What do you mean you want to help, right? We give ourselves like those excuses. So first I need to stop before I'm saying things or doing things. Stop. We start in Kabbalah restriction. Pause and ask yourself a simple question: why do I have this fear?
Okay.
I would like to give the example from how do you say it in English? Marbolet. When you in the ocean.
Whirlpool. Yeah. Whirlpool.
Whirlpool, right? So one of the things they saying, I don't know. I hope no one should experience
Right,
that
exactly.
in real life,
Yeah.
because I'm really afraid from that. So that's really like scary. But they saying, if Chad v'Shalom, God forbid, someone is in that situation, so instead of fighting it, then we're losing energy and just Chad
yeah.
v'Shalom,
Yeah.
person can drown. Take a deep breath and just go down,
Yeah.
because it's have to end somewhere,
Right.
and then find a way to
come
out, right? But it's really scary.
Yeah, of course. I can imagine.
Now in life, we facing this, how do you call it again?
Whirlpool? I think it's whirlpool. Yeah.
Whirlpool, right?
Whirl. Mm-hmm.
We're facing it many times in life.
Okay.
Without think we are actually there.
And we fight it.
Because when we have the fear, we're reacting. Maybe we say nothing, or maybe we say too much, or we physically we're doing different things,
Yes.
right? So it means we add in more empty spaces into the fear.
Right.
So each person handling the fear in a different way, but it's not a healthy way.
Correct.
So first of all, one of the things we should do, if we're talking about restriction, I should stop and ask, why do I have this fear? Why? Because I want to go deeper inside, because the fear, it's already on the surface. This is the result of the cause.
Right.
So I want to find the cause by asking, even though I don't know, but by asking a simple questions and want to know, the light will provide. I don't know if in the same.
It doesn't have to be now, but
Now,
it can
but,
be in tomorrow.
yeah.
You also have to be open to the answer, and it.
So what I'm doing by doing it first is what the Zohar, saying
right,
here.
yeah.
The Zohar is saying here, and also in another place, that we cannot protect ourselves. Just the Creator can protect us. So when I think I'm the one that doing everything and I'm in control, I'm bringing my sustenance, I'm doing this, I can do this. So it means, the Zohar says, "Kochi en otzim yadi," my power, my hand. This is the ego. So now, when I feel I'm losing control, now the fear kick in. Now, when the fear kick in, I feel like I don't have control. So now I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm losing myself, right? We don't like to feel like that,
Yes.
right? So, but when the fear comes, like you mentioned before, the light that want to show me, you disconnect from me right now. That's a wake-up call, because right now I want to give you more than ever. But I just want to show you that really you trust in yourself.
Yeah.
You don't trust in me.
Correct.
So you believe in you more than you believe in me. You believe in the money more, or the success, or the respect, or whatever that
Or
thing.
my
right?
hard work, or my next phone call, or my meeting with this amazing prospect, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something external also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the light actually is putting that empty space, or reminding us that fear, that empty space, to take care of it.
Yeah.
This is why I need to stop and ask why I have this fear, to go to the core, okay? But as I was saying here, in what we just read in Zohar Truma, verse 71, right? He says that we should say that sentence, when we say it in the prayer, Shomer et amo Yisrael ad amen, that the Creator protecting us forever, and he says amen. Amen, we know it's the connection between our world, the physical world, and the upper world. It means I know, and I'm certain about it, that I can't protect myself. I give you an example. Let's say, if someone have, let's say, kids. So if I feel I can protect my kids, how can I protect my kids? Let's say my kids now go to school. You are here in the office. How you can protect your kids? Or you're on vacation.
Yeah, we don't even need to go that far. If you had to remember to keep breathing all the time, and that's
Thank
what
God it's an automatic
yeah,
way, right?
no, seriously.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
yeah, we cannot do anything for ourselves
Right.
without the light of
Right.
the Creator. Yeah,
So this is why we need to ask the questions, just to really see wow,
I like that. To ask
the light,
question.
the
Yeah.
light support me 24/7.
Yeah.
So how come we're not afraid not to breathe? We're not afraid not to eat, not to drink. So there are different things that it's obvious.
For
It's
most people, yes.
Most
Yeah.
most people, it's obvious, right? But it's saying here we should connect with this sentence to have the understanding that I can protect myself, just the Creator protecting me. So now if I feel somebody protect me, I feel more secure.
Yeah.
I feel more protected. Okay? So it says, דהיינו מפחד כמה מזיקים וקטרוגים נמצאים בלילה. He says, why? Because there are different entities, different type of energies that they can harm us during the nighttime.
Right.
Now, one of the things is we're talking about the nighttime is the time that the opponent, the other side, this is his field, his control. But when we say in just a second, but sometimes we're afraid in the daytime,
Right.
not just the nighttime.
So it's not just nighttime when we go to sleep and it's dark physically.
Right.
Okay.
So we're talking about what does it mean nighttime if it's daytime.
Right.
It means right now I'm in a dark place. I'm facing a night time in my
Wow,
consciousness.
Okay.
It means empty space represent right now darkness. So now when I'm in that level of nighttime, of darkness, I'm facing a fear. So for me, it need to be a waking up call, like a red bulb. Wow. So right now in that moment, it means for me, I'm disconnecting from the light of the Creator. It's like a person he used to go with 24/7 with bodyguards, and suddenly he find himself in the market. Oh, where are my bodyguards? How are you going to feel? You feel
very exposed. Yeah.
exposed, shaking,
Yeah,
right?
unsafe,
or
yeah.
army or whatever. So it means the same. So when we connect with the love of the Creator, hopefully most of the time, so we feel protected. We
Yes.
don't have this fear. But when we have this fear, we need to stop just a second. Wow. So I need to ask myself, okay, one, why I have this fear right now? Second, I understand, even though I don't know, that I'm disconnecting right now from the Creator.
Okay.
And two, I need to ask, okay, what is the message from the Creator to me right now? And how I can cleave myself back right now to the Creator. Okay? So it means like there are a few steps we can take in that moment instead of freaking out and losing ourselves and do more mistake, that the restriction right now, the restriction we're supposed to do, to stop and to do all of those steps, because he says, even we can repeat this sentence, right? Shomer et amo Yisrael ad amen. Shomer et amo Yisrael ad amen. All the time, to repeat it in my
Maybe
mind.
you can show it again after.
Yeah, we will show it again, but Shomer et amo Yisrael, it is Shomer et amo Yisrael ad amen. To say it to myself, just to
kind of as a mantra.
Because as a mantra, because my soul know the truth.
Right.
My soul connected with the Creator. So when I'm facing the fear, it means there is like a shell, there is like energy that right now doesn't let me to connect with a lot of the Creator. So I think all of those steps for now, because we can talk about more. If we can concentrate and follow those steps, it doesn't matter if it's daytime or nighttime, but I need to check where is my consciousness, and if I'm disconnected or not connected to the light of the Creator. So let's show first just the sentence that you can take a screenshot, or you can I know there's no the English translation, but I'm going to repeat it so you can maybe say it together with me as a mantra. Shomer et amo Israel Laad Amen.
Amen.
And you can have it with you and you can scan it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
I hope we could add something into your toolbox in spirituality, right? And again, you can always send us questions or topics that you would like us to talk, especially when we're talking about money, about business, right? Because there are different things that happening. And that's it.
Have a fabulous week. Thank you for joining us. Be well.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All the best.